What's up, guys? Welcome back to another MCOC Alliance War, and since I'm uploading every single Alliance War, I decided to throw this in here even though we have 0 opponents on our map. In fact, the only BG that had opponents was the first one, so instead of making this a separate video, I just tied it into the next video. And that's why this one is so long, because as you can see, I'm taking a brand new path. It's not just for this Alliance War, it's going forward. This is the path that I'm going to be taking, and taking on the mini boss. I have more fights, and taking on the mini boss, and I also take on the war boss as well, the main boss. So here we are right now. So first up, I still start off at the middle, try to clear the first 2 nodes if there is someone there to clear, and we got a science there, so I'm thinking Spider-Man, and in fact it's the Miles Morales Spider-Man, so close enough. He still has that evade, but I'm using Gwenpool and trying to just be real careful because I know that there's that small chance that he will evade. He only has 5 total evades, and you know, it's nice when he uses them all up at first at the beginning, then you can just like go at him, not even worry about the evade anymore. Did the heavy attack there just to get that longer bleed, and was just going to back off to let him bleed out, but decided to come in. Luckily, he was in assassin range, and I had that ability accuracy reduction, so I didn't get hit with that parry. So next up, we have another science, thinking, this is definitely going to be OG Spider-Man, but it is Electro. And at first, kind of annoyed, like, oh man, because I know I'm going to take unavoidable damage, but I feel like if this was OG Spider-Man, I would have taken more damage just through blocks, and I would have had to worry about evade as well. So overall, not upset about that. So next up, we have, I think it's enhanced abilities plus 20%. Yes, and also the crit rate, and someone that I still need practice fighting. I don't fight him enough. I mean, I do fight him a lot in arena, but it's arena, so it doesn't matter how much damage I take as long as I wouldn't fight. But yes, Cable, and I'm not using my bleed judgment just yet. I'm gonna wait until my power is completely full, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the bleed, just because the way his degeneration works, the more power you have, the less, when you trigger the bleed, the less effective it is. So once you hit full power, you're basically, if you have willpower, you're just going to regen. So baited out that second special. I think that I'm holding off, trying to get a heavy in so I can get that regen, and I end up getting a good amount of regen and almost back to full. And then I make some silly mistake and then lose health again. So like I said, still need some practice fighting against him. Was actually surprised when I saw him on here. I thought that it was a odd place to put him, but I didn't pay attention to the fact that it is the increased abilities. So as you see right there, I don't know what happened, but just messed up there, and then took a little bit more damage. But yes, he has that chance to regen and power gain, and I guess that's what they were hoping to increase with the 20%. So next up, I believe this is my 4th fight. We have the adaptive, so they gain physical resistance and energy resistance. You know, it alternates every 8 seconds, and was hoping for like a cosmic here, but we get magic. Really hate fighting magic, and Try to get this parry off before pushing over, but hey, she still gets limbo. So pacify didn't work there. Try it again, and got past it that time. And yeah, it's just the same. Just being careful. Well, trying to be careful not to trigger the what is it called? The dexterity. And I'm about to should be firing. Oh, that's what I'm trying to get my judgments up now so that I can fire off third special. But probably should have just went ahead and fired it off anyways. Did a heavy attack there, hoping to just get a tiny bit of regen, but it didn't work. And she did get limbo, but as you can see, I'm not taking any damage from it. I guess the assassin part of being in assassin range, part of the pacify, not sure, but luckily it didn't take any extra damage there. This next fight is was it crit rate and crit damage, also pessimist, and it is going to be a Nightcrawler, which is what I was expecting, and I wasn't expecting to mess up so early in the fight. I can't remember how this fight ended up. It might have ended up going okay. Either this fight or the next fight, I get KO'd for sure. Mistimed that first special there. I really should be trying to push him into swashbuckling, and I did. And so let me explain what happened right there. I did a 5-hit combo, and what I normally do is if I have a special, I do a 5-hit combo and then they charge in, so then I use a special attack. But instead he backed off, and that causes him to hold block again for the duration of the special, and he switched right back. So backfired in that moment, but other times it ends up working out. Either they charge in and they get hit by the special, or they just keep blocking the whole time. But in that rare instance, he stopped blocking to back up and then started blocking again. So brought in Captain America, and I know he's gonna have perfect block the whole time. And if I get a parry, then it's gonna be pretty much enough time to definitely do 4 hits, possibly 5 hits, depending on if I want to risk that 5th hit or not. But as you can see, this fight's almost over. Just trying to get to that second special, and fire that off, get some good bleed on him, and then after the special, then maybe that's okay. Yes, so fire off that special, and that is it. So coming up, we have kind of the same node. It's still increased crit rate and damage. It just doesn't have that, what is a pessimist or something like that. And you see that it's a science, so good chance it's going to be Spider-Man, and it was. So brought in Gwenpool. Otherwise, I would have brought Captain America back in. And this fight actually went a bit better than I thought that it did. Still took a good amount of damage, but I didn't realize how much bleed damage I was doing to him during the fight. I was just, not really paying attention, just trying to get parries in and stuff like that. So when I went back and watched, I saw that the fight ended quicker than I thought that it did. I mean, it still lasted a minute, and right now I'm just trying to get one more hit so I can get to my 3rd special, and he kept evading, but I finally got there, and since I was there, I was just going to keep hitting until the combo ended or he evaded. So I was just watching the right side of the screen, checking to see if evade popped up, and it didn't, but I didn't finish the fight, so I had to throw out that 3rd special. So here we have the crit rate, and big thing being stun immune. So 2 back-to-back stun immune fights, and Of course, I'm going to bring in Captain America to absorb all this block damage and go for the switch there. And I was actually surprised because I did 2 4-hit combos, and then I did I guess like 4 hits while he was blocking, and he didn't evade at all. So I was very surprised he didn't evade during those first few hits. But you know, I can't complain about that. But so once I switched him to swashbuckling, then I knew the fight was pretty much over. Just don't make any silly mistakes, and gotta bait out these specials still. So there you go, bait out that second special, come in, and I think this was the fight that I was thinking of earlier when I was talking about doing that second special and seeing if he was going to possibly bleed out, but he didn't bleed out, so I still need another combo, and then after this I need 2 more hits and the fight's over. So boom boom, he's down. So here we go, taking on this mini boss who has complete immunity, and I'm just hoping that it's not a magic, and it is a magic. So oh man, I know that Captain America, he's definitely not going to survive very long. I expecting her to trigger Limbo nearly every time, which I'm not sure how to read her ability properly, her signature ability, but I definitely believe she triggers Limbo way more than she's supposed to. There's fights where she triggers it like 90% of the time, and I'm talking about just the first power bar, and I know that it should not be that high. She actually didn't trigger it too much this fight, seems like. Was that maybe 3 out of 5 times? Well, I guess that's 3 out of 5, 3 out of 6, not sure. But as you can see, I'm holding on to that third special just for that case right there, because I knew the next Limbo was going to kill me. It was ticking at like 600 and something. So went ahead and paused the fight to time out just to save Captain America, so I don't have to revive him when I get to Spider-Man, because that is the boss up there. And I did okay with Gwenpool. Was hoping to reduce the the Limbo much more earlier in the fight, but just kept triggering, kept ticking away at that health, and you know, the Mystic Dispersion doesn't really help either, because, you know, see right there, only got 1 hit in before it triggered again. And about to make a mistake coming up, which is going to end the fight. I do get on a bit of a roll here. Didn't trigger Limbo there, and it's like, okay, I'm not bypass it here again, so okay, I'm not triggering Limbo on the first power bar, so I should stick with that, right? I should just keep dashing in and out, try not to trigger Limbo at the first power bar, not do my third special, which pushes her to her second power bar, and of course she has a higher chance to trigger it then, and so she triggers Limbo and the fight's over. I should have waited at least like 20 more hits if I survived that long, because sometimes the Limbo does damage, sometimes it doesn't from the specials. So my teammate, he came in with his Star-Lord, his rank 4 5-star Star-Lord, and finished off that fight. And so I heal up Captain America. We got this Spider-Man here, and I'm just trying not to make any stupid mistakes, and I make quite a few in this fight. All I need to do is block and pay attention to whether or not he's evading or not. So see that he does the first special, don't have to worry about that, just block it. He evades, just start blocking. Then it's like debate, do I want to use my second special, risk using it? He could evade it, or do I want to hold on to it, do the third special for when I get cornered? And so I go ahead and hold on to it, and trying to bait out this special, and I get trapped here. I mistimed that heavy, so I'm like, come on, just use that special. And I should have used, oh, I did, okay. So I used my rushed in, used my special there, and I'm blocking. Oh, wasn't thinking he was gonna do a heavy there, so messed up. And then I mess up again right here. Yeah, I just didn't dash back. So okay, let me revive, use a team revive, heal up Gwenpool, bring her in, try to do as much damage as I can with the bleed. And yeah, I dashed back, he dashed in, KO, 2 hits KO. So I threw was it 3k health on Captain America, and because I know if I get hit, it's probably going to be over unless I get I mean, I may survive a heavy, but if I get hit by a combo or first special, it's going to be over. So this whole fight, I'm just thinking, okay, don't dash back when he fires off his first special. Just don't dash back. I can block it. It'll be a perfect block the whole way. As you see, I get cornered here again, but trying to get to that third special, and I get there, fire off my third special right there, and coming up here pretty I can't remember, should be soon, happening soon. So I'm baiting out that first or that second special. Fight's going all right. Past a minute in, look at that, evaded, I blocked it, so feeling like I'm doing pretty good this fight. And I know coming up here somewhere soon, what ends up happening is, I think after I do my next third special, so after I do the special, I feel like he's gonna do his first special. So I'm like, all I need to do is just stand there and block it. Don't dash back, just stand there and block it. And you're gonna see here shortly, I go ahead and dash back. What I was hoping to do was push him into a second bar of power. So I'm like, don't dash back, and I dash back anyways. I just can't help myself sometimes. Whenever I see a second or a special attack coming, I just feel the need to dash back, swipe back. So throw some more health on Gwenpool. I can't remember if, I guess I used a team revive here. So team revive, health on Gwenpool, and just trying to get my combo meter up to reduce that evade chance, as well as do that bleed damage. So actually doing a good amount of bleed damage in this fight, but I'm seeing my health tick away. You know, it's taking a toll on me, blocking all those hits. And I tried to fire off a well, I fired off a second special, hoping to get that sort of power lock on him. That way, if I can keep bleeds on him, then I can keep him from doing his first special. Not sure what was going on there. I was thinking he was going to come in and I was going to try to intercept him with my first special, but it didn't work out. And I just know not going to be able to take any more block damage, so trying my best to get as much damage in as possible. This time that first special there, so lost my combo, and now I know I'm going to die, so I'm just trying to intercept, trying to get as much damage in before I get KO'd. And I got distracted by that connection thing down there. So what ended up happening is I had to exit out to the home screen, turn off the Wi-Fi, and then just run off cellular. And it came back on, but it had me worried because I was like, if this fight doesn't count, I'm going to be so upset. But it counted. I threw a 6k health potion on Captain America. I should have just did like 3k, but I don't know what I was thinking. I know once I get a couple of hits, then he's gonna have perfect block throughout. And at this point, it's same as before. Don't make any mistakes. Don't dash back when he does his special. Just take the block take the just block it. It's gonna be perfect block. And finally finished off the fight. Man, I don't know how long it took, but finally did. I think I ended up down to like 6 total items left, and looked like we were going to win this war, but the other alliance, they made a late rally. I think like the last hour they just piled on so much exploration, and you see we ended up losing by just a little bit, like 2k. So I know it was long, but thanks for sticking around to the end. I hope you enjoyed the new path that I will be taking, and as always, thanks for watching.